Okay, we do have a caller. Marianne, are you on the air with us?
Yeah.
This is Marianne from San Francisco.
Yes, what can we do for you?
Well, I'm interested in the squares to my sun right now from Saturn and Neptune.
Actually, Marianne, it's square to your Sun-Jupiter conjunction.
Right. Mars, too.
Yes, Mars on the other side at 27 Virgo. Well, let's say I would say anyone with the Sun-Jupiter conjunction's very, very lucky.
Yeah, that Mars is 5, I think it's 5 Libra.
It is.
Yeah. Well, as we see it here, do you know your rising sign? We have it as Scorpio.
Sag.
Excuse me?
Sag. 3 degrees Sag.
3 degrees Sag. Okay, that gives us a little bit better here. So you have your Sun and Jupiter roughly in the 11th house.
Correct.
And it's squaring to the 2nd house. So all the Capricorn combo that's going on right now is happening in your 2nd house. Do you know what 2nd house is?
Yes.
Yes, you know, your money, your value, how you love yourself and what you'll have around you in order to prove it to people and to yourself. Okay, so the 11th house, where the Sun-Jupiter sits natally, is all your friends and all those wonderful ideals that you have and those causes that you work for and so on. The square means, as far as, you know, your bank account, your personal abilities to be able to pay your bills and so on, it's going to be a test, you know, to be able to sit out there and go for those causes, go for those Aquarian ideals, and still pay the bills, you know, still come home and put the, you know, put the meat on the potato, whatever, put the tofu on the table. Is that happening at the moment for you? Or?
No, I'm having problems with my old roommate's father, who, my roommate's very sick and he's dying, and I called his father to come into town. And the father and I just, like, are at war, you know? Just two complete different approaches to things.
Yeah.
And I thought that being that Saturn...
Well, one thing that's happening here with Saturn-Neptune square your Sun-Jupiter, which it's pretty exact this year, off and on, is that, and it's in Libra, and Libra is relationship, and in a woman's chart, the Sun is the man in her life, and so there is some difficulty, you know, with the square there. You're being taught to sort of land on your feet in different ways by the universe. I would say that you need to weather this year out. It's not the easiest time, but in another way of looking at it, it's been very easy for you in many ways. I hope you realize that with the Sun-Jupiter conjunction. What you're being asked to do ultimately is to make this work out, to learn to use that energy, that Sun-Jupiter energy, in a lot stronger way than you perhaps have in the past.
Get your friends involved, okay? Use that 11th house. That's the natal influence here, okay? By transit, it's affecting your 2nd house, or if you really want to get into it, 2nd, 8th house axis, all right? But get your friends in there. Get the people who are around you to help support you through this period.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing, actually. It's been necessary, and I've also had to, like, resort to the law. And I don't know if that's probably Jupiter.
Yeah, Jupiter, Saturn stuff.
The law is Saturn, and you may have to deal with the law some.
You've got some good times coming when the Uranus-Neptune hits, you know, 93, 94, and through there. That'll be in your 2nd house, you know. That'll be massive influxes and outgoing of money and reserves and changing the way you value it and so on. So you just weather it through this year. You know.
Yeah, I've pulled up the anchor, you know, and I'm ready to ready to go wherever I have to, you know.
Saturn tries to limit everything. Don't do it. Stick with Jupiter. You know, be open, be flexible, be philosophical a little bit. So,
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Okay, should we go to...
let's see. Do we have Gary on line 2?
Gary, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
From El Cerrito?
Yes.
Okay.
What can we do for you?
Well, I'd like you to look at what's going on in the career area, because I'm having a lot of frustrations in that area and blocks.
I want to ask you this: are there women that you're working with right now that are being supportive and trying to get you to move on?
I would say so. My partner, I would definitely say so.
Yeah, because at the moment, Jupiter has just gone into Cancer. Okay, matter of fact, we talked about that on last week's show. You have Venus in Cancer, early Cancer, sitting up near the end of your 10th house. 10th house is career again. So what that's saying is there's a lot of support, there's a lot of love and nurturing, and pushing you to, you know, as our last caller said, pull up the anchor and get moving, you know. It looks like you have the moon either in Gemini, late Gemini, early Cancer. Do you know?
Gemini.
Gemini, okay. So you've had the Jupiter going over that already. That would have been this last summer, early summer. Any good moves in the career then?
Well, right about that time in May and June, I was offered a job and we were going to move to Sedona, but at the last minute we decided not to.
Okay. Well, you will get a second chance come, February, March of next year. Jupiter will move right back almost to 0 degrees Cancer again. All right, so again, with Jupiter, it's going direct through your 10th into your 11th probably between now and the end of October. Okay, that would be the period to move if you need to, you know, to take some stands, make some changes.
Between now and the end of October?
Yeah, after the end of October till roughly February, kind of tread water, all right? If nothing has happened, wait until the springtime, and then crank, all right? Next summer should serve you well.
Yeah, you could also wait till Jupiter conjuncted your natal Jupiter. That'll be about a year from now. That rules your 4th house cusp, and you could end up with the best place you've ever lived in your life at that point in your life. Also, the fact that Jupiter's in the top, in the 4th quadrant, as it's called, means that basically it's pretty good for you career-wise. There is one proviso in that, though. Saturn has moved into your 5th house. It's actually Saturn-Neptune, but I'm just going to read it for Saturn, as one can do in astrology. And that means that you really need to take responsibility for whatever you do creatively and work very hard at one thing and produce something with it in the next 2.5 years. Do you have is your work very creative in that way?
Well, it's body work. So I guess that's creative.
Okay, well then you need to take those energies, and if you're doing body work, you need to take those energies and do something very creative with them. Maybe you should do a workshop if you move to Sedona, or maybe you should learn to, maybe you should use those creative energies in a way that you will have to work very hard, and it will change you for the rest of your life, as part of a preparation for probably getting well known, because that Saturn's beginning now to move up to the top of the chart. It's been going downwards for many years.
So you're getting ready to move into a roughly 14-year cycle of advancement. Okay. 5th house, too, is uniqueness. You have to put your own unique personal stamp on this thing. Make it fun for you. What is it that you do that when you're done doing it, you feel great that you did it?
Okay.
You know, make that part of it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.